Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. Today's a little special. Final Fantasy 16 released late last night, so I'll be playing that all day today and tomorrow. But first, yesterday there was a Nintendo Direct, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is a discussion or reaction. Well, I've already seen it, so it's not like a first time reaction, but I guess it'll kind of be a little bit of both. We're gonna watch it because I need to have some gameplay in the background. Increase my own volume here. I actually wasn't able to watch the stream at all. I was in business meetings, so I had to watch the videos that they posted after the fact. I'm not 100% convinced that I'm going to actually get this Pokemon DLC. Like, I felt like I kept up pretty well with the Sword and Shield Pokemon content, but I'm so far behind in Gen 8.5 and 9. But this content looks pretty interesting though. You hadn't heard about the Direct until you saw the headlines on the Switch news? Oh wow. I mean, I'm on YouTube all the time, so I saw it as part of on my home screen. Because you know, there were like thousands of people waiting in line to watch it the day before it even went live. I wonder if I would like or if I would be able to keep up better if I like just played the game rather than try to collect every single Pokemon in every single area. I mean, obviously, yeah, I would go faster if I went faster. But I just really don't like it when, at the end of the Pokemon game, the only thing that's left to do is to complete the Pokedex. And so now you're like done with your story and you're just wandering around doing the stuff you should have done forever ago. This one looks also very interesting. And the gameplay for Scarlet and Violet, way better, best Pokemon game. But like the conceit, like the gimmick for the game of where you're like on your school's open project. I really liked the sport contest concept a lot more from Sword and Shield. It really seems like a much better motivator than you know, doing your homework. Those little images there are all the different Pokemon types, so I really wonder about that legendary Pokemon there. The Indigo Disc.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
Are you guys able to hear this? This is super quiet for me.
That was the latest trailer for the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, the paid DLC for the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. The first half of the trailer took place at a festival in the countryside,
while the second half seemed to be in a completely different location, a futuristic academy in the middle of the ocean. More details on this DLC will be available in the future.
And after today's Nintendo Direct, a special event will be held in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We hope you'll participate.
Oh, that's actually new.
Okay, Let's see our first batch of
That wasn't in the videos they played after the fact.
Supersonic squad of
The special
superstars.
terror raid and stuff.
Sonic
This was
is
pretty
ready for
exciting.
spin dashing into a brand new 2D side-scrolling
I
game.
do like the 2D Sonics,
Superstars.
and
12 brand new zones
I think
away.
it's very interesting that Sonic has a new entry that completely changes the art style, and it'll make more sense why I think that
Scale walls and ground as Knuckles
later on in this
or
presentation.
swing a powerful hammer as Amy Rose. By harnessing the incredible power of the Chaos Emeralds, you can summon a storm of clones, uncover hidden secrets, and so much more.
Yeah, there's a lot in this game.
And for the first time in the series, local co-op is available for up to 4 players. Combine your powers and take on the evil Dr. Eggman. When Sonic Superstars launches on the Nintendo Switch system this fall,
Sonic Superstars in fall 23.
a cozy life is just around the corner. Welcome
I might
to
actually
Elgato.
get that
In this
one.
free-to-play
Sonic
adventure sim,
Superstars.
create the idyllic life of your dreams alongside in-game characters and players from
I
all
generally
over the
like
world.
the Sonic games,
Build houses,
especially when they
home
do
farm,
the 2D
grow
Sonics
crops
well.
in your garden, and more. Play with other residents in online co-op or carve out your blissful life solo.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think this is free to play.
There's plenty of life
So it's just like a
beyond
free to
the
play
village.
MMO farming
Set off
sim.
on a vast journey to uncover Pelea's many mysteries, or just kick back and relax.
I feel like
at
that's
home.
the ultimate
How you live is
end point
entirely up to you.
of all genres
What kind
is
of
to make
coziness
a
will you choose?
free to play
Palea is
with
free to
premium
play and
content,
launches on
pay to win
Nintendo
content,
Switch this holiday.
MMO style stuff.
Ignite your heart.
So he might be done with farming sims finally.
The Phantom Thieves return in this tactical spin-off of Persona 5. When the group ends up in an unfamiliar
So this looked interesting. I already knew about this one because I saw it on Atlas's site before on Nintendo's.
during battle, assess the situation.
The only thing that I don't know is like, do I have to play Persona 5
or using a
or Persona 5 Strikers before playing Persona 5 Tactica? And I think I mentioned this when Persona 5 Strikers came out, or when it was announced, that I love the concept of
triple threat
the same story playing out, but in different
fusion ability from the
game
Persona
genres,
series returns, allowing you to combine
because not everyone likes,
to form other
random encounters and turn-based RPG combat, but some people might like the 1 versus 1000 playstyle, or someone might like the tactics genre,
when Persona 5 Tactica launches on Nintendo Switch.
but I'm pretty sure it's a different story.
Pre-orders for the physical version of the game begin today. Please check your local retailers.
I'll put it on the list, but it's the list.
Calling all heroes for the first-person roguelike adventure, Myth-Force. Enter a high fantasy world inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the past. It's up to you to stop the
So
evil
this is inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the past, but like they're talking real past. Like this is
castles threaten
like
your
early
survival.
80s style stuff.
Weapons and legendary magic
Like
to smite hordes of monsters.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon style.
Weapons and more.
The Saturday morning cartoons that I watched
Four brave heroes
were
share the adventure in online co-op. Drop in
not
and
this
out
old
at
looking.
any time as you face the many perils ahead. By the power of teamwork, Myth-Force launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year.
This Blackfest is going to be pretty sweet.
I wonder what the current win rate or the win spread between the big three are. I feel like anecdotally Like, fire just wins everything.
Squids, here's the theme. Which flavor of ice cream is best? Vanilla, strawberry, or mint chip? This Splatfest will be held during the dates shown on
That's
screen.
a fairly tough one, because I feel like the best strawberry is better than the best vanilla,
Are delicious.
but
Your
on
favorite
average,
flavor to victory.
vanilla is usually better than strawberry.
Plus, get splatting and themed battles
Like,
with
sometimes you get
challenges.
the strawberry flavors that actually have literal strawberries in it,
Be on the lookout
and
for
it's
more
amazing.
info in the future.
but usually it's just kind of very artificial tasting. So I'd probably go with vanilla, because most of the time, like if I'm at some new place that I've never been before and I have a choice between those, I go with vanilla. Well, this is even quieter than normal.
Proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Tim Goodman, Pikachu. You two are the ideal detective duo.
Disguises are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
I like mysteries, like whodunits, but I don't know that Detective Pikachu, the video game, is going to do that for me. It seems like it's more of like a story-based adventure game with mostly comedy. Then again, I also haven't seen Detective Pikachu, the movie, so maybe I'll watch it and then decide whether I want to even put this on the list.
Based on our deductions, the culprit is clear, isn't it?
Like, they didn't show any gameplay for this, so like I'm not interested in the least bit. But if they show some gameplay, oh, Detective Pikachu Returns. Okay, so I can distinguish them that way rather than saying the movie versus the game.
That was Detective Pikachu Returns. Looks like he still loves coffee.
What cases will Tim and this tough-talking Pikachu solve together? More info will be revealed in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
Oh, this was a huge one. I'm definitely getting this. I never played Super Mario RPG. I'd never seen that little cloud before, because like everyone always talks about like Geno from this game, and I knew that Bowser and Peach were playable characters, but apparently that little cloud guy's Mellow. Or Mallow. Yeah, this should be tons of fun. Like, the art style is great, and Super Mario RPG is, I've never played it, but people say that it's up there, like, you know, top 100, top 20 RPGs of all time. All the way in November.
Originally released on Super NES, Super Mario RPG returns with brand new graphics.
Whether you played the original game or not, why not take the opportunity to jump into the very first RPG in the Mario series?
Mr. Koizumi, that last trailer featured Mario, but he's not the only one getting a game.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's take a peek.
Oh, this is completely new.
That's right. Princess Peach will
This
star as
isn't,
the
they
main
didn't
character
put this as one of the
and
separate
reveal
videos.
when she steps on this particular spot on stage.
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
That's all we'll show for now. We'll share more details at a later date.
Oh, no wonder they didn't put that as a separate video.
Actually, something else.
A Princess Peach specific game. They didn't show this one either.
A visually enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, originally released on Nintendo 3DS, is in development.
We hope you look forward to seeing more of Luigi's ghostly.
That's pretty nice. Like, that's the one issue, I guess, with all the weird technology consoles that Nintendo did. Like the 2DS, or the DS, and the 3DS. It's like, you have to... If you're trying to port them into later consoles, you have to change things up a lot. Because you don't have two screens.
Become Gotham City's ultimate protector.
I never was really a fan of the Luigi's Mansion games, but I think that that's huge for the fans and like for people that are trying to get the collection. Wonder if they'll ever port the 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion 1. Well, Luigi's Mansion 1 is on the GameCube, so that's a lot easier to imagine as a future port.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! Today is the Joker's big homecoming, and you're the guest of honor.
Soon I will command forces beyond your comprehension.
Yeah, this was the start of that, like, action, you know, mash buttons and then press a button to avoid all attacks type of gameplay. I didn't really play any of these,
Would be ours.
but
I believe that was the idea.
I know that they're all pretty good.
Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome here.
Batman Arkham Trilogy launches on Nintendo Switch.
I've always wanted to play the Arkham games, but I don't know that the Switch is the console for the job. I mean, this is a pretty old game, so it probably would run fine. You can wait for the reviews if you want.
Cursed dungeons in the lands of Gloomhaven. Your tactical prowess is all that stands between riches.
So Gloomhaven is a board game,
Features turn-based card battles with
but
RPG
they've
elements. Unleash deadly combos.
this is the Switch version of that. And I didn't know that ahead of time, but when I was watching all the videos after the fact, that's what the comments seemed to tell me. The board game is very difficult to set up. It takes a lot of time.
Hone your deck, set up synergies, and gain every advantage to survive. Grit your teeth and earn your keep when Gloomhaven launches on the Nintendo
I do like
Switch
the
system,
console
September
board
18th.
games.
Pre-orders for the Mercenaries
Like some of them are like really difficult to set up, like Risk, for example, one of my favorite board games.
keep the dance party
Oh, is this gonna copyright claim me? Do I need to be careful here? What are they doing here? I'm gonna mute the Elgato. You gotta be careful with these actual pop songs. YouTube will shut me down in a second for that sort of stuff. I've heard of a lot of these. Still haven't really gotten into the whole K-pop thing. Just Dance Plus is a streaming service. What? I mean, this could be the final game that you need.
A silent hope lies in a world without words.
This art style,
One day,
was so amazing. Like I was so excited to like see what this thing was.
Now, 7 wordless warriors will rise. In this action RPG, these heroes
And it's an
bound
action
by
RPG,
fate
which is
must work
great,
together to explore the
but
abyss
it's a dungeon crawler roguelike.
However, with its ever-changing dungeons and powerful foes, conquering the abyss will be no easy feat. Wield weapons like swords, bows.
So you go down into the randomly generated dungeon and you get some materials. When you go back to make stronger weapons, you can go further down.
Materials you've collected will help you cultivate resources and forge new items.
And it's a farming sim as well.
Raise into the abyss will enable you to grow stronger
So
and dive deeper.
those are like basically two things that I hate about like current games, or the current game trend rolled into one game.
And through a mysterious power, her voice reverberates in the hearts of the silent warriors. Why
But the
can't
art
steal
style
heroes' words?
and the
And what awaits the
cutscenes,
warriors in the depths of the
it
abyss?
looks so good.
Silent Hope dives onto Nintendo Switch.
It
on
hurts.
October 3rd.
Maybe I'll give it a try if it's on like super sale.
Sparks will fly in these Nintendo Switch games. Cast spells and cultivate your best life in Fae Farm. Make use of magic to complete tasks and fend
I
off
wonder
mischievous
what-
foes.
It had to be like Harvest Moon, right? Or what's that other game? This wasn't Harvest Moon.
Decorate your space
What was that
and
farming
improve your
sim
stats
that
for the day
got
ahead.
really popular?
And enchant your friends locally
Because like
or
I'm wondering like
online
where did all these
for
games
player
come
co-op.
from? Like why are we in an era where every single game or every other game is a farming sim?
Available now on Nintendo eShop. Zoom into wild racing action with Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 turbocharged. Choose
This is my
one
first
of
time seeing this trailer as
130
well.
vehicles and pull off outrageous stunts to avoid obstacles, find shortcuts, and knock your rivals out of the way.
This is kind of cool. I mean, it probably isn't worth
Modifying your vehicles and building your own
like
tracks.
AAA game money, but this looks like a pretty decent racing game and party game.
Hit the track online. Grab the wheel when this game
Like you
speeds
probably
onto
get to
the
make your own
Nintendo Switch
tracks
system
and like
October 19th. Get your chassis looking classy in Manic
a
Mechanics.
very good party game.
Grab a part, fix it up, and toss it over. Repair vehicles quickly to earn points in solo play or 4-player co-op. But watch out for treacherous pits, pesky UFOs, and
So
other
it's
workplace hazards.
overcooked,
Manic Mechanics
but
launches
as a
first for
mechanic.
consoles on Nintendo Switch July 13th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
That could be pretty fun.
Introducing the second paid DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Mario and friends journey to a musical planet filled with new areas to explore and new enemies to battle. What else will they find in this world of melodies?
I still haven't gotten Sparks of Hope. It's on the list because
Later today.
Mario plus Rabbids Battle for the Kingdom was really good.
Demo of the main game is available now on Nintendo eShop.
Monsters! You really think you stand a chance against us?
People want to let their inner farmer out. Hey, I'm not marshing their mallow, but like, there's just so many of them. And who am I to say, speak? Like, one time there were like 20 RPGs, like turn-based in a Nintendo Direct, and I was like, oh, this is great.
You're going to have to become
This is a remaster of like a 1996 game, I think. I see arcade races since we don't get see many nowadays. Need for Speed, yeah. Like I've always enjoyed them more than like the realistic racers like Gran Turismo. Like yeah, the Hot Wheels game, it looks pretty fun.
The so-called hero is
That's not on the list, but yeah, I'm glad that they
Dragon
have that.
Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince from Square Enix. What kind of journey will you take to become the master of monster kind? Please be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Next, we have more news on a certain game with plant-like creatures.
Here's another game that I hear good things about the franchise, but just never got into. When I played Pikmin 1, I had it for the GameCube, and I was like, eh. It was like my least favorite GameCube game that I owned at the time. So I just like never gave the series a chance after that.
The adorable rescue pup, Ochi. Good boy. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, repair the damaged rescue corps spaceship.
But this trailer looked pretty good though.
All right, let's explore together.
I'm not really sure what the purpose of Ochi is. Like, I'm wondering if that's supposed to be like
Pikmin are ready for action.
an opportunity to do a Pikmin list run,
Have them follow you.
so you can like use the dog to do everything.
And they'll start working for you.
Or if it's like if you're lost, then the dog can tell you where to go.
He can carry items with Pikmin. Or smash obstacles in your way. And if you need a flotation device, well, there you go.
I do know that usually that's pretty big because only the blue Pikmin can swim. I know a little bit about the games.
Lots of treasures scattered around the planet to fix the spaceship's
The purpose is
radar
marketing.
and open up new areas to explore. Exploration isn't limited to the surface, though. Why not take the plunge underground? Here, a completely different environment awaits. Unusual contraptions. Native creatures. And even more treasures are around every corner.
Store brand version of Poochie. Is Poochie the thing from Yoshi's Epic Yarn?
Hey, wait a minute. This leafy individual just nabbed the castaway. You've got to stop him. It's time for a Dandori battle.
Now this I'm kind of interested in, because if they have the Dandori battle against bots, then they could have Dandori battles versus humans, and then you can basically make the game into an RTS.
By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your spaceship. Train Ochi and teach him new skills. Or build new equipment and items to help make exploration more manageable. For the first time in the Pikmin series, you can eventually set out for night expeditions. But
Oh, that's pretty cool.
there's a catch. Nightfall sends creatures into a frenzy, so stay alert. Thankfully, you'll come across the new glow Pikmin, which only appear
Also
at
pretty
night.
cool.
Find luminals that produce valuable glow sap. These mounds also attract various wildlife, so use glow Pikmin to drive them away and protect the luminals. Many more surprises await on this uncharted planet.
This uncharted planet.
And Ochi by your side, no challenge is too big or too small. Pikmin 4.
In past Pikmin games, you had to return to your spaceship before sundown. However, in this latest entry, you can now venture out at night. We hope you can lead the Pikmin on your expedition.
We have even more Pikmin news to share. HD versions of the first two Pikmin games, originally released on Nintendo GameCube, will launch on Nintendo eShop later today.
Plus, ahead of the game's release, a demo of Pikmin 4 will be available on Nintendo eShop on June 28th.
Demo will be available.
Enjoyed, even if
Okay.
you've never played a game of Pikmin
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
so we hope you'll try it
Probably
out.
not though.
Okay, let's see a few more headlines.
The renowned series of stealth action games is infiltrating Nintendo Switch as Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. This compilation includes
I love the name of this because they haven't announced Volume 2,
Infiltrate and regain control of Shadow
but
Moses Island.
they called the first one Volume 1,
Solid 2, Sons
so
of
like clearly there's gonna be a Volume 2.
Deadly amphibious weapon.
I never played any of these games.
3, Snake
Well, no, that's not true. I didn't realize the Solid Snake Eater was on here.
Mentor.
I played Snake Eater
Games that started the series,
as a teenager.
and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, as well as the NES versions of both Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge.
And I didn't even know that there were games older than Metal Gear Solid. I guess it kind of makes sense. Like Metal Gear for the 2D, where you're only 2 dimensions, and then you become Solid when you're 3 dimensions. And like books, and I love that they show spoiler alerts for the art collection. Like that's great. Every game should do that. Like it can even keep track of your save file progress and be like, oh, you haven't reached this place yet, don't open this, or oh, you're good to go, you've already passed this part of the game. Or like have some sort of spoiler mode where like certain arts are only available once you've passed certain parts, like they did in Sonic Generations.
It's time to survive. Steel thyself. Vampire Survivors.
This was a pretty interesting game to like. This is one of those like,
30-minute onslaught of
you know,
monsters.
random
Stay on the move.
games and whatnot.
Enemies.
But like, I think the cool thing is that you only move, right? Like it's basically a mobile game practically, but like you can
Monsters will appear the longer you
just move around, and that's the only thing that you have that you can control.
defeated enemies.
And then you just kind of like pick up the different projectiles. Like I think that's a pretty interesting concept.
You see fit. Plus, up to 4 players can now play together in couch co-op.
I think this is literally a mobile game.
Lie in store. Find out when Vampire Survivors launches on the Nintendo Switch system, August 17th.
Yeah, there, Alex.
Music and pigeons? Sounds pretty cool. You're a pigeon. Yeah, you heard that right. Play online in this Rhythm Battle Royale and aim to be the last
Rhythm
bird
Battle
standing.
Royale game.
Up to 30 players can ruffle each other's feathers in musical minigames. Copy the leader's actions perfectly in Yes, Commander. Fire a slingshot to play music in First Piano Shooter.
First person shooter, or first piano shooter.
To the sky, and more.
These games are
With over
hilarious.
20 minigames, you're in for an impeccably good time. Get ready to shake those pigeon tails when Headbangers Rhythm Royale bobs its way onto Nintendo Switch October 31st.
That seems pretty good. I don't think that I'll ever have a party large enough for that to be worthwhile for me.
Penny is on the
But, you know, that has a lot of promise.
audition that veered way off script. She's managed to make some powerful enemies and a newly animated friend in this 3D platforming adventure from the team behind Sonic Mania.
This looked like it was a really good game.
World of Macaroon.
It's not going to show you the whole thing, I don't think.
Punches of the grouchy Emperor Eddie. Perform stylish acrobatic tricks to avoid Eddie's
But the
massive
YouTube version of this that just shows only the trailer by itself shows a lot of gameplay, and it looks really, really good.
You can also put your speed running skills to the test in time attack mode to unlock special items, complete secret stages, and more. This is your big break, after all. Take the stage when Penny's Big Breakaway launches on Nintendo
Like that
Switch
it looks
early next
really,
year.
really good. It looks way better than this thing showed.
Rev up for Wave 5. A brand new course is racing into Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprint. More characters are also being added. From Mario Kart Double Dash, PD Piranha. From Mario Kart
Is it
7,
wild that I still don't particularly care for any of the actual characters in here? Like, they don't have Paratroopa.
Mario Kart Tour, Comet.
So, like, I just still don't have a character that I gravitate towards.
Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game zooms onto Nintendo Switch.
They're literally never going to make Mario Kart 9.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional
It's gonna be
cost.
like,
The DLC can also be
you know,
purchased on its own.
2050. And then you're like, oh, finally, we're done with this. Now, this one is huge, by the way.
A remake of the second Star Ocean game, complete with new graphics that fuse
They
2D
already
and 3D
they
is
already
on the way.
released First Departure R,
Mission goes wrong.
and now this is
Is stranded
Second Encounter R.
on the planet. There, he meets Reina, who possesses
Up until
powers.
this, I had only played till the end of time.
Soon after,
And if that re-releases, like, that's a day one purchase. And, well, immediately, that's like a jump to the front of the list game to stream. I have never played this, but I hear that it is very good, and that I hear that the girl's story is way more interesting than the guy's story.
The hero you chose and the decisions you make will have an impact on who can be recruited to your cause.
And I only recently learned that, you know, so you're only allowed to recruit 6 characters in a playthrough, but there are like more than 12 characters to recruit in these games, and I didn't know that when I played through First Departure. And these games have like 50 separate endings, depending on which characters you recruit and which choices you make throughout the game, and which characters like you more or less. And like every dialogue choice you make, and even like the order in which you do things and how long it takes you to do things, makes the characters like you more or less. But you don't even know about it until you get to the ending.
To move it, Wario style. Get ready for more micro game mayhem in the latest WarioWare game. Hold 2 Joy-Con controllers, then action. Move your body to take on a flurry of lightning-fast micro games. What you do and how you move depends on the micro
Yeah,
game.
I kind of like this.
React quickly with
It's
the
pretty
right
cool.
movement, and you'll be on the road to victory. If you've got 2
It's another one of those things where
play
like
with a friend in local
I'm an adult that plays by myself, so like
micro game.
I see no point in buying this for myself. But if I were, you know,
For example,
20 years in the past and this game were coming out and I was still living at home and I had my brothers and we could all play this together against each other, I would love this game.
over 200
But like,
fast micro games.
it's not for me right now.
In WarioWare, Move It. Launching on the Nintendo Switch system November 3rd. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Why aren't you saying anything?
He was so into it, I didn't want to interrupt. Anyway, this is the latest WarioWare game. You'll use your entire body to strike different poses and complete microgames. We have a few more things to share.
Families can join the fun at Nintendo Live 2023. Play games, enjoy live performances, take photos with some of your favorite characters, and more. Plus, cheer on your favorite players in 2 championships. Eligible attendees can also compete in
Squad
on-site
Strike
tournaments and
Challenge?
participate in
Amiibo
last
and
chance
me?
qualifiers.
That's like every kid's dream. Like you train up your amiibo and then you like bring it to a tournament and play doubles with it.
Live 2023 ends June 22nd. Head over to the official website and enter the random drawing.
Wait, registration ends June 22nd. Like this happened on the 21st. What if this was your first time hearing about this?
For more details. Those not selected will have another chance to attend with the 3 challenge cups this summer. The top 10 players from each will get tickets. Please visit the official website for more details. See you there.
I think that's this weekend or something like that.
Are enjoying their time in Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. which released last month. Thank you all very much.
Didn't they say they had 2 more things to show?
An amiibo figure of Link from the game was
Okay, this is
released to
for amiibo
coincide
stuff.
with the game's launch. New amiibo of Zelda and Ganondorf are planned to be released this holiday. We hope you're looking forward to them. Okay, this next segment will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
I didn't realize that this was going to be the closer. This, like, I don't know everything to feel about this. Like, it's both amazing and disturbing at the same time. Like, but also this feels like perfect though. Like, so this is, you know, the payoff for all that foreshadowing about Sonic's new classic cartoon style. So apparently this is the direction that AAA games are going, and I'm kind of all here for it because the hyper-realistic stuff is like not that great to me because it looks so bad eventually. But like games like this will look good 20 years from now. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. They got Daisy in a Super Mario Bros. Game. Is that Wiggler in the? Is that couldn't be playable? They were running away from Wiggler for sure. So they're sharing lives amongst the group. It looks like. Yeah, sharing lives there. So, new Mario in, what's it called? October, new Sonic in November. That gonna look so serene. Well then.
That was the brand new 2D side-scrolling Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
I'll get it.
When you touch a Wonder Flower, expect the unexpected. The ground could start moving, or you might turn into something different, for example.
There were also flowers talking. Daisy is playable. And Mario became an elephant at the end. A lot of things happened. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
I kind of like it, like a lot, because it's just so different. Like compared to, you know, Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. Like, I'm not looking forward to when they make Super Mario Bros. Wonder 2, 3, and 4, or New Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but like, as the first game in this new art style with this new gameplay mechanics, and like, a lot of other things I like about it is just like, since the game's been out for like almost 40 years, you expect so much from it, and then like things are all different in this game. Like flowers talk and pipes like inch like worms, and like, you know, there's just so much weird stuff going on, and like piranha plants getting up and walking. Like, it's good because of how established the franchise is, and I'm excited to see how different it is from the previous games. Right, I know that it's no longer New Super Mario Bros. Brand, it's now Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But what I'm talking about is like, you know, Nintendo has when New Super Mario Bros. Came out, it was actually new, and it was like, you know, unique for the time. But then they came out with New Super Mario Bros. 2 and like New Super Mario Bros. Wii U and New Super Mario Luigi U and things like that. And they kept on the same quote unquote new style for too long, so that it wasn't really new.
Please take a look.
But you know, this is actually new. Like, it kind of looks like Super Mario Run, almost. Like the character model of Mario, a little bit. Skating Koopas. Like, what? What happens when you step on a skating Koopa? Do the shells skate too? Like, I'm sure that all this is just from 1-1. I just kind of love it. It's all so weird that, like, just being weirded out for several hours is gonna make this game worth it. Well, like, they blew past the end of the game. Like, that's not a thing that you can do. See, Alex, thanks for stopping by. This is the end of the stream anyway, because we got to the end of the direct. So this is obvious pick for me. What are some other ones?
Move your body to
I also want to get into the yo-yo game.
the bright and colorful world of
Penny's Big Breakout, yeah.
sorts of
And then I don't even know what this is, but
That's right. Princess Peach
probably will get it.
stars the main character in a brand new game.
A Princess Peach main character game, and it looks like she's like actually attacking enemies. Wonderful. And Super Mario RPG. It's a lot of like old style stuff, and then Sonic.
entirely up to you. Uncover hidden secrets and so much more.
So not like,
And for the first
you know,
time
5
in the
games in one
local
direct. That's
co-op
pretty
is
good.
available for up to
Like,
4 players.
you know, I say the direct is successful if there's one game that I'm interested in buying, and there are plenty here.
Combine your powers and take on the evil Dr. Eggman.
And I think that's actually the majority of the games that they even showed are things that I was interested in. Oh yeah, and Persona 5 Tactico.
Combine personas to form other ones. What is Arena's true objective, and what truths lie hidden?
Yeah, that's a pretty good direct. I mean, I don't think that my excitement level is relatively low. Like, compared to seeing something like, you know, Triangle Strategy for the first time, or like Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Like, those are like 10 out of 10 announcements. There weren't any like 10 out of 10 announcements for me this direct, but overall had pretty high quality, I'd say.
And thankfully,
Excuse me. Having some of these classic re-releases is also pretty good. Being able to play Snake Eater, Pikmin 1 and 2.
with your weapon seems easy at first. Up to 30 players can
Also, there are a lot of games like this where the game looks like it'd be fun, but I'm just not going to buy it. Like the Headbangers, the WarioWare. I'll probably get Star Ocean 2 as well. I'm actually at the end of the game in Star Ocean 1. Let's see, how long are we going for? Almost 1 hour. That's pretty good. So we're going to end the stream here. I'm about to start my Final Fantasy 16 stream. It's going to take me a bit because I need to swap over from the Switch to the PS5. Oh, I need to like completely set up the stream too. Because I didn't do that ahead of time. I should have. Alright. Let's do this. Final Fantasy 16. Story session 1. Final Fantasy 16. And then it's going to be PlayStation 5. Oh, PS5 is the tag for that. Okay. And that's Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 16, 2023, new thumbnail. I need to make a better Final Fantasy 16 thumbnail. I think that the one I got is alright, but compared to like 12, I need to make a new playlist for this as well. There we go. I have so many playlists. Oh, is that how I've been naming my Final Fantasy playlists? Whoops. I'll have to fix that later. There we go. Now that that's all set up, I can direct my current stream to that one. Good stream, thank you. What's it called? I made a reaction video for the last, what's it called? For the last direct, and decided maybe this will be a common thing that I do. I updated the thumbnail so that it can be used for every direct going forward. We'll see. And I wouldn't mind doing something like this for PlayStation as well, since, you know, I have a PlayStation now. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like. When I end the stream, it will automatically redirect you to the Final Fantasy 16 stream. So I will see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care and goodbye.